Today is Monday, January the 9th, 2012. This is the start of an interview with Mr. Peter Edmund Hubbard at the RSVP offices of Catholic Services of Macomb County, located at 26238 Ryan Road, Warren, Michigan. Mr. Hubbard is 87 years old. He was born January the 14th, 1925.
Fourth.
Okay. That's why I got the age wrong. Mr. Hubbard currently resides at 36645 Winterset,
Right,
Clinton Township, Michigan.
right.
My name is Dave Brousseau. I will be the interviewer. Gary Miglia will be the videographer. Mr. Hubbard, would you state for the record the branch of service that you served?
U.S. Navy.
Okay, you got a lot of different things in here I'd like to ask you about, so
Did a
maybe
lot, right, did a lot of things.
I'll pick them out as I go along, and if you have anything you want to jump in there about,
If I have any remark, I'll come in, but.
remarks or questions or corrections.
Okay.
Let's start with your name. Can you explain how that name change came about?
Oh, my dad had the name changed from Hubbard to Hubbard in 1943.
Why did he do that?
Because his uncle did, and his brother and the family, they changed the name to Hubbard to Hubbard, yeah.
Was that anything to do with Germany?
I would think, because I'm from German descent too, you didn't admit that you were, and it could be that it made it more an American name.
Was there a problem back then with that?
Very much.
Yes, they
Oh,
got,
really?
they got tired of saying Hubbard, so everybody wanted Hubbard, so they changed it to Hubbard.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I probably should have, but
my parents were both born there in Germany, so you didn't really admit. I was in kindergarten at the time, and I grew up speaking German, and so when I went to school I had a German accent that was frowned on. So you did what you had to feel
Sure.
American, to be American.
yeah,
My dad
that's still going on, believe it or not.
Yes, but my dad never served in the service, but he was an air raid warden and all that. He was very patriotic to this country. So
What'd you think about that,
About what?
changing your name? That okay
No,
with you?
everybody called us Hubbard, but the name was, no, they called us Hubbard. And people didn't like that Hubbard, so we changed to Hubbard.
That was okay with you?
Well, sure,
Who cares, eh?
who cares, that's right.
Okay. You say you enlisted. Why in the world
Yeah,
did you
I
do
know, I
that?
was drafted and I took the Navy. And then I was drafted in Roeville, Michigan. Went upstairs and then they questioned everything else, and so they asked you what you want to go into, the Navy, okay, and the Armed Guard, okay, that's what they put me on as.
What made you choose the Navy and the Armed Guard?
Because of my brother, he was in the Armed Guard. Yeah, at least we had good ships, we had good quarters to live in, and good food.
Were you ready for the ocean?
Well, I didn't think it was no big thing,
Oh,
because we got on our first ship, first convoy. It went right down across the Atlantic, and down by Gibraltar, then we went to Barry, Italy. first trip.
Hmm.
Then we come in the harbor and I seen all that stuff going on. I couldn't believe it.
Well, let's go back. Let's start about high school, which is just before you made the decision.
What's that now?
Let's go back to your high school years.
Yeah,
Where did you go to high school?
St. Mary's of Baltimore.
My goodness sakes. Is that where you graduated to?
Yeah, and
Okay.
graduated.
When did your draft become effective? Right away, or did you?
No, I was in school. Let me finish. Let me graduate first, then I went in. Then I went
So
in.
they were coming after you before you graduated?
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Were there a lot in your class that were?
No, just 4 of us.
Why is that? You know?
Because everybody was going to service. Everybody's going somewhere. Different service.
So they'd
Everybody-
all made their decisions by
Yeah,
then, eh?
yeah. Everybody was going. I was one of the younger ones, and finally they drafted me, and I said, okay.
Tell me, what were you thinking back then? The war was already 2 years in process. You know, the days of Pearl Harbor are probably
I
still
remember
remembered.
Pearl Harbor. I remember Pearl Harbor. We were at my cousin's wedding party over Royal Oak. And only had a radio, and I was listening to the radio telling about Pearl Harbor. And all the other guys, a lot of them were older than me. Then everybody said, I'm going to go, that's me. I guess everybody started saying, that's me. Everybody had to go and serve it.
Had you ever heard of Pearl Harbor before that?
No,
Mhm. Were you really gung-ho to get going?
yeah,
Yeah?
I wasn't afraid. No, I told her, I said, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid enough. I just went because I had to go. That was it. My dad was in the Navy of the First World War. He was stationed about he went on the Texas was his ship.
Okay, you get out of high school, you join up. Where did they send you from there? You went to boot camp. Where was that?
Chicago.
Great Lakes?
Yeah. Outside of Chicago.
What did you think about that?
So I'm going in a different country. I'm going someplace finally.
Now, what time of year was it? You remember?
In June.
So you went in the more pleasant time.
Right.
Great Lakes can get nasty in the winter.
Right.
That's interesting. A new country, huh?
I never gave it a thought. I just did what I had to do and I went, yeah. Met a lot of people.
Do you remember boot, what that was like? Do you remember boot camp?
Very much so.
Tell us a little bit about what you can remember.
Well, first thing, you take orders. And you had to fix your own sack, your own sack. And you just go from there on. And all the stuff you went to had to learn about the Navy.
They do a lot of marching.
Yeah, that's one thing, other marching. Make a mistake and you just run all the way around. Then you come back, you think, I don't want to make that mistake anymore.
Do you remember any events that stuck out? Your boot was what, 12 weeks, 18 weeks? Do you remember how long
I
it
don't
was?
remember how long. I don't remember.
Do you remember any incidents that occurred?
It was discipline. The guys that weren't disciplined they tell them to run around the track 8 times or do stuff like that. That's all I remember.
Do you remember keeping track of what was going on in the war at that time?
Not really. This is my sister. She was in. Her husband was in the Air Force, and she used to tell me the news. Only the news I got was through her mail.
Where was he
That kind of
stationed?
mail like that, huh?
Where was he stationed, you know?
The Selfridge Field. You know where that's at?
I live about 3 miles from there all my life.
You know what I'm talking about, Selfridge Field, yeah.
He was the first fighter pilot
Right,
way back.
way
World
back.
War One. All right, you get out of Boot. Where are you going now?
Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh boy, good old Norfolk.
What a letdown that was. Have you ever been in Norfolk?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
oh.
I have. Sailors and dogs keep off the grass.
People, and discipline.
Yeah.
All they got is MPs walking the streets. Yeah.
And they're not friendly.
Yeah. I liked New York better. That was better.
Mhm. So when you get to Norfolk, where do you go from there? There's a big naval base
Oh,
there.
in Armed Guard Center in Brooklyn, New York. That's where you got your ships out of there.
What was there any training that went on after Boot?
No, we still went back to Norfolk and got more training. Yeah.
What did they train you there?
How to shoot guns.
How to shoot guns. Well,
Oh, and spot
how to shoot
ships.
the big guns.
And spot ships. What kind of ships? Yeah.
So you get these silhouettes where you gotta.
Yeah.
I know what that is. Yeah.
What's that now?
I said they used to give us these big silhouettes where they'd have the picture of the plane all darkened
Yeah, right.
at different angles.
Right,
And you had
right.
to pick out what was this,
Right,
what was
right.
that.
Either German or a Jap, yeah.
Well, that's right, but in your case it would have been German, but you need to distinguish it from American ships too, so you don't end up shooting at your own.
Well, all I
Which
remember
did
was
happen.
flew our flag and that was it. American flag.
Yeah, well, you had to find it. Sometimes that was not easy to do.
And then we had, then we go in convoys and we have Christmas trees. All different color lights, and then they go on to tell you which way you go, left or starboard or port or whatever.
The flags?
And then the speed, yeah.
Hmm.
Because we got to keep up with the convoy.
Yeah,
It counts a convoy twice
Right.
across the Atlantic.
the flags on the yard arms would be set up to tell the rest of the ships what to do from the lead ship.
Right.
So there was a conversation going on
That's
via
right.
the flags.
That's what it was,
But at
right?
night, I think it was the lights.
Right, flashing light.
Yeah.
And enclosed
Red
semaphore.
or white or whatever, yeah. But all I remember is that no smoking. 'Cause they
The
want no
smoking
light,
lamp is out.
Because turn the light on, or
Yeah.
someone turn the light up, smoke a cigarette or something, you know.
All the lights were geared to a hatch. If a hatch opened, everything would go out so that no lights would show if you were in.
That's right. The submarine would come in, then we'd shut everything down, you know, then the destroyers would go to work.
So, how did you like being out at sea?
It never bothered me,
Never
never bothered me.
does anything bother you
Today,
today?
I wish I could, do things that I should have done. I should have went to first class or second class, you know, radio man or, you know, something like that. But I didn't have I didn't want to do it. I just didn't care.
Yeah. That's another question I have for you. You say Seaman First Class, I'm not familiar with that. Is that just before you make it to petty officer,
Yeah,
third
right.
class?
Right.
Okay. When I was in, it was just seaman recruit, seaman, and then full seaman. 3 stripes.
Right.
3 stripes.
Yeah,
That was
3
full
stripes,
seaman.
right.
Then you struck for
Yeah.
a rate.
Right. Then if you're radio man or whatever it is,
Mhm.
you got it on your thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Radio man or
anchor with a cover over it.
Yeah, right.
Interesting. When you left Norfolk, where did you go then?
What's that?
When you left Norfolk, where did you go then?
I'll come back to Brooklyn, New York. Then we give us a ship.
Okay, but you got the ship and you left. Where did you go then?
The convoy, we went to Barry. I went to Augusta, Sicily. Then I went to Barry, Italy.
What was your assignment there?
Gunmen. All we do is we had 4 on, 4 off.
Yeah.
On 4 hours, off 4 hours.
Good. Well, what was the purpose of the Freedom ship? What were they to do? What was their goal? What was their role?
What's that now?
The ship?
What was the ship carrying that you went to Italy for?
Why did we go to Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a load of landing mats for planes. For they make a field that they make for planes.
Oh,
to
the
land
metal
on.
strips.
Huh?
The metal strips?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of those land areas that we were trying to fly off of were not solid enough for the new planes.
Right, right.
And they would just level it and then throw on these big metal strips that
Right.
had holes in them,
That's right.
and they would tie them together so the planes could land,
That's right.
and then the next day they could be bombed, and then you go back in and just pull the strips out
Well,
and replace them.
And sitting near there, I remember, was Fugia. That's where the planes were flying from.
Fugia. And this is Italy.
Yeah.
Well, this is 43, 1943.
Yeah.
Everything probably would have been pushing toward Germany by
Right.
then,
Right.
I guess. So your role aboard ship, the ship's role rather, was to transport a lot of
Anything.
supplies.
We bought everything. Ammunition, everything you talked about, we brought aboard the ship. Ammunition, the gasoline, everything you think of, we brought aboard the ship. And then we went to England. One trip to England, we bought a load of wheat. And on board our ship, we could not have one leak in that ship because if it got wet, they would have blown up the
Right.
ship. So they always worried about the ship getting wet, get inside, getting wet. We were going in waves here, unbelievable, down and up and down, you know.
Well, there's always water in the bottom of those ships. They're
Yeah,
always,
but we had to make sure that it's dry because the wheat would just expel and blow up. See.
were there ever times where you saw action?
Well, the first time when we were just going through the canal, I mean through Gibraltar, a German mustache had come in and come down and they started shooting at us. So of course we had our guns out and they started shooting back. So next day they put barrage balloons up. You know what barrage balloons are? You know? These balloons, they had a cable and they run up in the air. When a plane should come in, they wouldn't come near us because they had the barrage balloons up there. Yeah. That's the same thing that flew in England because England would stop her from the Germans come in, so they put up broad spoons in Germany, in
I'll be
England.
darned. How many were with you in your group?
17, about 17 of us.
17?
Yeah. That's a given number.
How many ships?
I think I was on about 7 different ships.
7?
Yeah.
But when you went out, were there other ships with you?
Yep. I got one picture there of the convoy. It's in that book, yeah. Show her the picture of the convoy.
Were there any ships with you that were bigger than you?
No,
No.
no. They're all about the same size. Liberty ships.
Was there a lot of trouble with submarines?
No, because then if we had destroyers with us for to keep the submarines from coming in. Yeah. Did you find it?
I found it. It's turned around the other way so the gentleman, you can see it. Peter, it's upside down.
This is the convoy right here. Isn't it?
Okay. Can you get
Which
that?
one?
This one, this is the 20 millimeter. And this is probably the 5-inch. And here's the Alicia Mitchell, which is the name of the ship that we spoke
Is
of
that you
earlier.
found the name? Okay, all right.
And these are just breathing tubes. And you won't be able to see this very well. Yeah, I guess you can. This was the group. What'd you call it? Your
Convoy.
convoy.
Yeah.
It's probably taken from one of the ships in the
I took
convoy.
it. I have my own camera.
And it's probably not quite as far as the camera shows.
No, but it did a good job.
Yeah.
All the pictures I took with my camera.
Yeah.
I bought from home and I left for Baltimore.
And this is the 3-inch gun, and this must be the 5-inch. Can you get
Yeah,
those?
got him.
Okay.
If you go back and forth in that book, there's all kinds of pictures of he and the group. And
This is
and,
about Prize and Joy. This book.
Oh, I guess so.
and also when he was at the Armed Guard in Brooklyn.
And then one time we were over in Canada. My other son, no, my brother Jim, and we seen a Liberty ship. And I said, "I'll be darned, there's a Liberty ship." He said, "We followed it down the stream and they tied it up. So we wouldn't let us aboard, but we wanted to go aboard and take a look at it. And just the way it was during the war, it had guns and everything on it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture of it somewhere, and a couple of pictures of it.
This is a picture of the Liberty ship he's referring to. A lot bigger than I expected. Looks bigger than a destroyer.
It was bigger.
Yeah. And these yard arms are for hoisting supplies. Well, here's a picture I can pick you out of, which in his dress blues. Oh, here's,
What's that? Oh,
Was
what's
it?
that now? How old am I?
How old were you there?
87.
Well,
This would have been
I was out of service, yeah.
1944.
Well, 19, I was just when I was in service.
30?
That's
20?
the way I look, yeah. Good looking Peter.
Oh, here's a,
That's his whole family, his dad and his.
oh my goodness, is that right?
What's that?
That's a picture of your dad with the VFW group.
Oh, oh yeah, my three brothers, my dad, yeah.
Peter's on the far left. Gary, can you get that? Oh, there it is, okay, that's him. Well, I'll be darned, yeah, that's kind of neat to have the whole family.
Yeah, we all belong to DFW. Yeah, that was my dad, yeah.
His older brothers were all in the service
When he,
when he was in the service. His two older brothers were also in the service.
yeah, it was right around that time they tried to separate families.
Yeah,
Sometimes they were all on the same ship.
Yeah, that's happened.
he almost hooked up with his brother when he went to England, or Ireland, right?
Oh yeah, we were over in Ireland. We were anchored there, and I seen the ship over there. I said, geez, that's a transport. So I asked the single man, I said, what's the name of the ship? He told me the name of it. I said, it's my brother's ship. So they called across, but my brother was down below. They didn't get a hold of him. Anyway, could have waved him. We were that close together. So anyway, that's the last time I got the closest to my brother.
Were your brothers able to come back?
Everybody come back.
Well, what a blessing, huh?
Yeah, what a blessing. Mother went to church every morning and prayed
Yeah.
for her three sons. Oh,
Classic moms.
yeah. Huh?
I say classic moms.
Yeah, that's right. Went to mass every morning.
Who's in that picture?
Oh, that's my cousin and his wife, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Gerard, yeah.
That's Roseanne? Was that
No,
Roseanne?
Mary Jean.
Oh, Mary Jean. What rank did your Roseanne become?
Pardon?
What rank did Roseanne become? What rank was she in the service?
Oh, she was an ensign in the Marines, yeah.
Ensign is the first level of officer
She had a higher rank than her husband.
aboard ship.
Maybe we can, before you leave, we can put that on the copy machine and make some copies of the pictures. Is that
Sure.
okay?
It's up to Peter.
Okay, I don't know if we're finished talking about your at-sea experience. You said there were times when you were confronted with the enemy.
No, I was in the Navy, but all these ships were merchant ships, like mine. And there were three they were sunk, you know. And bodies were floating all over the place, you know. And I didn't know why. We really didn't know what happened. Come to find out, this one ship had mustard gas on it. Germany wasn't supposed to know that, but we knew that, but they didn't know. And they hit that one ship and mustard gas was floating all over. The guys are all laying across the tubs and everything. When the planes come in, they blew the ships up. It tells in one part of the book
In
that
that-
she's got
in this
there,
book.
yeah. All these guys are laying around there and they all shot up, you know.
Mm. And that never bothered you that when you were out to sea
No,
fighting,
no. Just took it as was, take it as it was. You know. But back there, she asked me, by there, I says, no, what's what I think about this poor guys all laying around dead, all over floating. So they had this outwater shore, and this big dump truck come up, and they were taking the bodies, and they were taking all the IDs off, and then they took the big dump truck, and they put them in the dump truck. They took them out, and they buried it.
That didn't scare you, huh?
No, not really. I don't think it bothered me. No, it's just one of those things that didn't go over. You know? Everybody's getting killed.
Could you sense the end of the war coming in 44 and 45?
No, just when they was atomic bomb. That's the only thing that I never heard that. That's about the only thing that changed our attitude.
But you're on the other side.
I was in the Atlantic or the Pacific, both.
Oh, I see. So how did you make your way over to the Pacific? Was this at the end of the war?
That's the ship they put me on.
Yeah. Did you actually make the transfer over from one ocean to the other?
No,
No?
they gave me the assignment on another ship. They went down to the Panama Canal all the way through.
New Caledonia.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
New Caledonia. And then New Guinea.
And then New Guinea and all different islands, you know.
Because they have to do an extensive change of the compass when they go from one ocean to the other. The compass readings are very different, and they have to reorient them because they're on a true and magnetic north, and those all change. So that change typically doesn't happen with a ship that's on the Atlantic. Usually you go to one that's on already, but if you change over, then they have to do some changes.
Well,
over in the other, in the Pacific, we had a bother with her Zeros,
Yeah.
kamikazes. That's what we had a bother with. The kamikazes. She
Those
used to
were-
tell us, well, I got kamikazes coming today, they're going to blow up all the ships. They were there, but they shot down most of them.
Yeah, that was the end, toward the end of the war.
Yeah,
That
right.
was the start of the coming of the...
Yeah, Tokyo Rose, get out there and tell us all about the war.
Did you hear her?
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Remember, just over the radio, the way she talked, yeah. Very good English.
All right, you're involved in the invasion of the Philippines.
Yeah,
What was that like?
the poor people, they went through.
Now, was this at the time that MacArthur was coming back?
When MacArthur landed at Tacloban, that's where he landed at.
Where was
And
it?
I was in Tacloban,
Tacloban?
yeah.
How long did that invasion take?
I don't know, it took a long time before they got all settled down. Then finally, they needed 7 guys to go aboard the ship to go back to the States. And they picked my name out of the cab, and I left. They sent me to Panama. I was there for 3 months.
What was your job in the Panama? Just the same thing?
No, they had a laundromat there. They put me in charge of laundromat. They did the work, the Panamanians. They just they did all the ironing, all the washed all their clothes and everything.
So what happens after that?
And one day they come aboard. They come and they said, "Okay, we need the destroyer come through." They said they're going back to New York. how many guys want to go back? Everybody raised their hand. Okay, well, voted. How many guys picked out of the cab, and how his name was picked to go home, go to New York. Then we come home, and then to come to New York, there she is waving at us.
Must have been a nice picture.
Oh yeah, that was a nice picture. That was a good spot. Well, she told me how it is. The feeling is when she was in New York, when you see the Statue of Liberty, how the kind of feeling it gives you.
She talked to you?
That's what she told me.
But the Statue of Liberty does talk to you.
I know. I
It's,
know. You betcha.
it always brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah. So where were you at the time that they dropped the big bomb? You remember?
No. I think I was in Seattle.
Were you aware that was happening?
No.
Some were. Some that I've talked with were aware that was going on just beforehand. They had prepared the airstrip in Tinian, and they were bringing in, I don't know, B-52s? Can't remember, B-52 or 29?
I think it was 29.
29. And they were making flights. I mean, that was, and part were all ready for the invasion. And when it happened, some were not surprised. They didn't know that it would be an atomic bomb, but some were surprised. So some of that stuff had leaked out.
That there's going to be a big bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that it may precede having to do the invasion, which is what it,
Now they stopped the invasion. It saved a lot of lives. Yeah.
mm-hmm. So how long did you stay in New York?
Well, it's 3 years, yeah, off and on, back and forth. Go out and come back, then stay there, then get another ship out. I liked it. It was very good duty.
So the war's over. Do you have any feelings about when that happened?
Then what?
The war is now over.
No, all you do is hug one another, and that's all. Back then, that's all you could do is hug, and that was it. It's over. It's over. And I think I was in the Atlantic when Germany was give in. Yeah.
Well, it was what, 3, 4 months, 5 months, May, June, July, August, 3 months before Japan finally gives in.
Then Japan gives in, right?
So now you must be ready to go home, right?
What's that?
You must be ready now to go home.
Oh, you better believe it. Back to New Baltimore. Yeah.
How was that coming home?
Oh, wonderful. Come home, I'll see all the guys, you know, that are all in service, Marines or Army or Navy. All these guys come home. Yeah.
What's Mom think about that?
Oh, Mom said her prayer was answered. Yeah. Dad was happy. Told his boys were home safely. Nobody got injured, nothing.
Amazing.
Nobody got injured, huh?
Now, how many were in the family?
We had 5 kids in my family. 3 boys and 4 boys and my sister, yeah.
And all of them were in the service.
No, just my other brother, younger one, he went in the Korean War.
So when you come home, what do you want to do? Besides
Drink
fool
beer.
around for a
Go
while.
out and drink beer.
Did they pay you that? Did they pay you that stipend? What they call
Yeah,
it?
they give us a
52?
pay. They sent us some. I had to go in line to collect the $20 a week or a month. I forget now.
What they call that? Another one told us about it. I had never heard. It's
20 something?
2052. $20 a week for 52 weeks
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Till you found a job, then it ended. Then I went to work for Bud Wheel. You know what Bud Wheel's at?
No.
Huh?
What's Bud's Wheel?
It's a manufacturer in Detroit, Bud Wheel.
Oh, Bud Wheel. Okay, sure. What did you do there?
My two brothers and I all went to work at Bud Wheel. I
Yeah,
had a job.
it's called Bud Company now.
Yeah, right.
What did you do?
Working on a line, making Ford pickup cabs.
So were you married yet?
I get married at 58.
So that's 12 years after you got out, eh?
Yeah, that's about right.
That's a lot of beer drinking.
Yeah.
Where did you meet your wife?
Up in, you know what Fairhaven's at?
Yes.
All right, up in a bar in Fairhaven.
Bar in Fairhaven. Is the bar still there?
No, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone. Yeah. Big bar. Everybody was there. Everybody would hang around and go to the bar. That's it. And dance and drink. Yeah, that's the good old days.
You remember Bud's?
Yeah,
I don't think it's called that anymore, but
yeah,
you could go there and dance.
yeah. Yeah, those good old days.
How many children did you have?
All I have is my four brothers and I. That was all the bigger the family was.
Your family.
Yeah,
Yours.
yeah, right.
Peter, how many children do you have?
Oh, I had three boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Did they end up going in the Navy?
No, none of them were in service. They all come around and visit me all the time.
Is that disappointing? They never got a chance to join the Navy?
No, we'll never talk about it.
Never talk about it.
No.
Do you ever talk about your experience with them?
No, they know all about it. They know all about the book. They know all about the pictures, everything. So they know through it. But they didn't bother.
Good.
None of them ever went in service. So I was fortunate.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Because some of the poor kids went in service. I become, oh, my one cousin, Roseanne Cromie, he was in the army and he stepped on a bomb and killed him.
Ooh.
That's about the only one that got killed in the family.
So you have any grandchildren?
6.
And you get the chance to see them quite a bit?
Oh yeah, all the time. In fact, we had a birthday party last week. Oh no, what day was it? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, on the weekend.
Yeah, and we had a Christmas party. All everybody in the family was there. All the kids and everybody was there. It was nice.
Was it nice when they went home?
At night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was time to go. Yeah, it was time to go home. Right. And she drove. I can't drive, so she drove.
It's always nice to have them, but there's a time when it's time to go home.
That's right. You had enough, and then you see him and eat a little bit, and then it's time to go home. You're right. That's
A liberty you never had in the first go-around.
What's that?
I said it was a liberty you never had the first time around.
Oh, no. I got all nice kids, all great-grandchildren, all nice kids.
What about those bracelets?
Where did you make these again?
In the Philippines. These 3 here, yeah. Made history of the Philippines.
These were just
No, this here I bought the store.
bands that, for something to do, they were able to, I'm not sure how they did it, but they printed on them.
What
See
did
this
you
one
use?
here? I left a Japanese flag on there. I left the red on there and they
Yeah.
carved it all out around.
The band was all red, and they scraped off the red to leave the Japanese flag.
No, you scraped off, left the red, it scraped off leave the red on and you scraped around. They had a lot of time to spend doing that, yeah.
What were they? Where did the metal come from?
Right from the airplane, we take a saw and cut it off.
From down to Japanese planes?
Huh?
From Japanese planes?
Yeah, oh yeah. Right from the plane, they were crashed.
You won't be able to see it, but there's some printing that they put on it below.
That's all the planes are made of, that's it and that,
Wow.
that's all they're made of.
Yeah, just hold it still a second. Dave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there you are.
Jap Zero. Look at that.
And then there's,
January 45.
Video.
Okay.
Did a lot of guys make things like that?
Yeah, everybody had a little hobby, yeah. Everybody had a big hobby of making those, yeah. We thought it was okay, yeah. Then we brought them home, they were souvenirs. Oh, you saw the money, didn't you?
not yet.
In the box.
Boxes
Oh,
behind
the
you.
box. The box.
Now, the money over there was only worth of the paper was on.
This is a typical hat
That's my hat, yeah.
most sailors wore. Back in our day, you wore the white with your whites in the summer, and you wore the blue in the winter.
Yeah.
Or if you're traveling, regardless of what time of the year it is. And then some of the sailors were getting killed because cars were hitting them and they were all black, blue, dark blue.
I had
And
that
they-
since 1943.
Yeah, they required you to
old,
wear
eh?
the white when you traveled in. And the blue
That is
kind
my
of
white cap, yeah.
was kind of a Sunday go
Oh,
meeting.
everybody wore those, yeah, yeah.
Because they probably were trying to hitchhike home or something, and so they
Oh,
were,
just walking downtown,
Oh.
walking anywhere. You know, it's like
and it was so dark.
middle of the winter, and this is when you wore the dark, the navy blue, and the coat, the pea coat, and everything was black. Couldn't see them. They kind of went away with that
That's the Japanese money.
back when.
We use that over in the Philippines.
Pesos. Oh, they are.
Oh, is it Italian? Probably got a couple of Italian money in there. Yeah. I was great for collecting stuff. I picked up everything.
Are we talking about a lot of money here?
I said it's only worth the paper it was on. That's all it's worth.
No, I mean back then. What was this?
But I don't know what's original.
Pesos
I have
were
no
worth,
idea. No.
I think a $10 bill was worth 50 cents. So if you were over there, you could really make fun with it.
Yeah, over to see the poor Filipinos.
these-
That's what they had. All they had to play with.
This must have been special money they made up for,
For the invasion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't smart enough to grab all this kind of stuff, so. What are these, rosaries?
No, beans that girls wore over there.
Oh.
In New Guinea, I guess one of the islands out of there.
Is that all they wore?
Huh?
Is that all they wore?
Yeah, that's all they. Yeah, right. I understand. Yeah, that's all they wore. Yeah.
It makes me believe of a very primitive situation there, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know,
You
it's
remember about some kind of a oyster or something.
a very tropical, subtropical kind of environment. Probably the need to wear much more than this was. I think, you know, these are real shells, right?
Right, right,
They were living creatures inside
right,
there.
right.
Were the creatures considered Japanese or considered Filipino
Oh,
in the hair?
oh, there. We just call them Filipino.
I'm messing with you.
Right.
I'm messing with you.
All right. Right now.
Oh, here's some good stuff.
Be careful of that stuff.
Neat.
I got some coins older than you are in there.
Well, be careful. I'm a lot older than I look.
Some of the dates were born right off of them, that old. Is that English?
Well, I don't know what this is. This looks like
Is it Egypt?
Algonic community.
Algonac.
Yeah,
Well, that was
$50.
commemorative for something.
$57 peso.
That's Mexico. Probably.
1971. Well,
Is that English?
this one's USA. Peso. I don't know what some of this stuff is, but
Well, my son, he wants all that now. He
Great.
have this one. He wants all them coins.
great. I wanna get him to clean them up a little bit and keep them from.
Well, what are you gonna do? Clean them up, then what? They'll go right back the way they were.
Well, if you keep them out of the air, I think they'll
Yeah,
be
that's
okay.
right.
They
That's
just
like keeping the box full, wrapped up in the, yeah.
airtight, you know, some more.
No, that's all different coins from all over.
Right.
And this is a real Navy,
Ooh,
far,
I'll be darned, look at that.
That's real. It's just the kind they use.
I don't remember this.
Well, it's got USA on it.
I was not very good for the,
Is that beautiful? Huh?
yeah, I had to be out maybe a couple of days before I got my sea legs. Minute I'd get out of the harbor, I'd start getting sick, and then I'd
Not me.
somehow recover.
I can't walk anymore. I got arthritis so bad.
Oops.
We'll have to cram all that back in the way it was.
Yeah, I don't think it is
No.
the way it was.
We'll do it. We'll do it. It won't fit otherwise.
The one goes inside the other, okay.
Okay.
Did you ever rubber band for that?
I will. We'll fix it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I thought I saw one here, but I guess I didn't.
You're up on the desk.
What was the other book you wanted us to look at?
This is pictures of New Caledonia when he was there. And this is pictures of Port Said when he went through the Suez Canal and was in Africa.
When you got out of the service, did it ever strike you to go back and try to get some more education?
Yeah, so I should. No, I want to be a carpenter. That's what I become, a carpenter.
How come you
I
didn't?
stopped at Bud Wheel and I went to be a carpenter. I spent the rest of my life being a carpenter.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Here's the Gulf of Suez. You know, what was the Suez Canal look like at that time, Ann?
I think it probably doesn't look too much different than it does now. It was built
Well, there
quite
was
a
a
while
big
ago.
The
change.
canal is still there, but the ships changed, that's all.
Yeah, I mean it was administered by the British.
Well, these are, I'm sure, various pictures of the canal or the Suez. The Port Said,
That Port said,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Who's the Lesper's Monument? You know who this
No, I don't.
dude is? Well, I don't know how much of this you want to see. This must be loading docks and such. Curious what all this looks like today.
Did you just go through the canal or did you actually stop?
No, as far as they got, yeah.
So you got through the canal and then what?
No, we didn't go to the canal.
Oh, you didn't go through the
No,
canal?
no.
Did you go through that equator? You never passed over the equator?
Oh yeah, twice.
And the ceremony that
I got a card there over the equator.
the ceremony that goes on when they pass the equator?
When I passed over the equator, I got my card for that.
Kind of a ritual that you go through to. Well, I'd love to get on the internet and see if I could find pictures of this today.
Oh, there's all the names of a bunch of guys that.
Those men all served with you, right?
That's what it said. There you go. People are just like you. They just the way they live, a little bit different. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Have you ever kept in touch with some of your buddies?
Nope. I'm trying to find a book that got all the names of other people.
I can't remember where that is.
There's the red book.
This is the red book, but this is
No, the
also.
other one, I think, there was.
No, these are the ones with your pictures in them. This is where the Order of the Deep.
Okay, that would have probably been the Suez, or the equator.
Where did I see that? Ancient Order of the Deep. This is when you were on the Benjamin Grierson.
Oh, there's all the names of all the guys.
Oh, yeah.
Only one ship, yeah.
Yeah, this is crossing the equator.
And I never looked up one guy on that ship. The only guy that I knew I met on the ship, I met him on the deck. He was an officer. And I said, where are you from? Michigan. He said, where are you from? I said, Michigan. Where? To Baltimore. He said, I'm from Marine City.
Richard Engelhardt.
Yeah.
Gee, I know him. My goodness, Walter Weber from Hibbing, Minnesota. When I was in college, that used to be a place we went to find beer and other things. Hibbing, Minnesota, good gravy.
From all over, aren't they? Huh?
Yeah.
You got something?
These postcards say that in Italian, Bari is spelled B-A-R-I.
You know, that might have been what was.
It's a city on the Adriatic, Bari.
Right.
Well, I was
Mine-
working this job one day, and there's this guy from
This is-
Italy, you know. I says, you know where Bari is? You mean Bari, he said. He said, I used to live there in Bari. I said, oh yeah.
I don't know if I can.
When you walked around in Bari, Italy to get those postcards, what,
I don't know, I don't remember.
you don't remember how you got them?
They had a place where you buy that stuff, you know. All the countries, they got stuff that, like the Suez Canal, they had a place where they sold all this
Oh,
stuff.
souvenirs. Was the town at all bombed out at all when you got there?
What's that?
Was the town bombed out at all?
And you mean in the Philippines?
No, in Italy.
No, not Bari, no.
No, okay.
No. Only thing that got bombed out was that when the ships come in there and they get sank all of these ships.
Just the harbor, right?
Guys didn't have a chance.
Anything else that you can, this one here, he mentioned there was something in here.
Have him tell you about
Huh?
that. I don't know about it. He didn't serve on that ship,
Oh,
but it's a lot. It's
but there were some pictures.
Yeah, pictures, and they show the battles, some of the battles that was in, yeah. But it looks.
Oh my, there's picture of PT 109.
Really?
Jack's boat. Huh?
No, I'm just. The PTs were pretty much in the Philippines and the Solomons and.
Yeah, I was in Solomon Islands too there. I was to New Caledonia. We went to the Solomon Islands. That's where they sunk all those ships, where they had the big battle with the
Right.
Japs, yeah. All them ships were down below.
I wonder what this battleship name was, it doesn't say. Remarkably, they surfaced and repaired most of the battleships at Pearl and they got back into war.
Have you been there? Have you been there to the memorial?
No, I really, that's a place I just gotta go. I really,
It's-
gotta go.
It's special.
It's,
Not what you expect.
well, I live so close to Selfridge, and when I heard Pearl Harbor, I didn't have the foggiest idea what it was.
None of us.
My
What's that?
father was scared to death, and I never saw my
Yeah,
father
where's
scared.
that at?
And I will never forget that day just because he was so scared. And I followed the war quite close because we were so close and we had friends.
Well, my dad used to go to Detroit. He used to drive right straight through Selfish Field to get there, right through the field. That's before the war.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Go right through Selfish Field to get to Detroit.
Were you ever in a position to view the entertainers that came around from time to time?
She asked the same question. I said, no. I said, they should give us a show and that was it. We didn't, no, didn't know.
Never got a chance, eh?
Another chance to talk to them or nothing, no. They just come and went. Just like Bob Hope, he'd come there and say hi and
Yeah.
do his little thing and then take off.
Oops. This was kind of the ones that wore the beads
I don't know.
only.
Don't know. I missed that.
Well, I kind of have an eye for that. It's called Miss Columbia. I'm not sure what that relates to, but oh boy.
That book is worse than bad in gold. I really thought about that book. I looked at it before to see the city, look at the pictures in there. I really thought there was something. I just see what guys look like in service, how they dressed and how they looked.
Yeah. Boy, there's some really, that's a picture of a ship that was hit by a kamikaze. And it's a picture looking down at the main deck. This was the kamikaze, that was the bomb.
What's that, where you got there? Oh, okay.
Did you get that?
Mhm.
That was kind of neat. Yeah, it's a nice book.
It's a nice book, yeah. I suppose all the guys aboard ship got one of those, see? Or sailors. Because it's all the guys that got killed aboard ship, and how all the guys were, they were stationed aboard the ship. It's all in there.
Anything else we can, what's our time?
15 minutes.
We can look at,
Not
you
quite sure.
mentioned something about going through the equator.
Yes,
Wasn't
there's
there
a, there's a small current
I don't
here.
know whether we've seen that before or not, but,
Here it is.
oh. I thought that would be interesting for, this is the formal recognition of the visit to Davy Jones's locker.
Neptunus Rex.
Oh, they still have you, Peter Edmund Haybarth.
It
on
is?
there.
Well,
Yeah.
well, they didn't change so to later on, so.
To all landlubbers and pollywogs, this is to certify has been gathered to our fold and duly initiated as a trustee shellback, introduced to the solemn mysteries of the ancient order of the deep, domain of Neptunus Rex, having crossed the equator aboard the USS Benjamin Garrison, 1944. Signed Davy Jones, His Majesty's scribe, and Neptune Rex, ruler of the raging main. Interesting.
These are sugar, I mean,
United States Office Sugar Purchase Certificate.
yeah, we had to have tokens or coupons or stamps in order to
So
get.
this is here in the States.
Yes,
Yeah, I remember those little tokens,
the little
green and red,
red,
to
right,
buy
to buy anything,
Meat?
yeah, meat, butter,
or, butter.
sugar.
Oh, I
We,
didn't know,
we
sugar.
grew up not eating butter at all. We had to make that awful margarine with
Oleo.
the, yeah, oleo, right.
Yeah, I remember that at the grocery store, and then my father had to have a special coupon for...
Stamps, you had to, we had,
Yeah, oh, no, these were coupons, maybe they were stamps, for gas, because he worked down in Detroit, and
right.
he had to get those. And then the saving of tin cans and smashing them,
Oh,
and
yeah, we did all that. We recycled a long time ago.
saving the world by putting the tin back to use. My goodness. Frank's.
That was in
I
Tunisia.
don't know, do you want to see any of this stuff?
I think his Navy life is really right here, in this book. That's family after that.
Okay.
Did you say you want to make a copy of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you do in Seattle? Because they shipped you from New York by train all the way to Seattle, right?
What's that now?
When you were home, you went from New York.
Oh, all the way to Seattle by boat, by
By train.
train, yeah.
What
It's a
was
long
that?
way to Detroit to be Seattle by train.
What did you do in Seattle for that?
Sat around,
Just,
just.
boy, that must have been
Yeah,
a
I
long
worked
trip.
in a place where they sold ice cream and stuff like that. That's about all. And finally the war comes in, and the guy, the caustic come in, he says, I got to know him one day, he come in, he says, come in, he says, Peter, ready to go home? Yep. He says, come right down to the office, I'll give you the okay to get out of here. So went down to the office, signed it here, you go home.
How did you get home?
Right?
You remember how you got home?
Oh, do I remember how I got home? No, I don't remember.
Sometimes
how
they
left
would give
Seattle,
you
how I-
a chit, and it would be the cost of a train ride, wherever the heck you were. Sometimes they flew you home,
No, I didn't. Never flew. No,
so it would have been just,
I think I took a train home. Yeah,
they had these trains too that
that was an
were
old-fashioned
special.
train.
Yeah,
Roop, roop.
yeah, just for hauling servicemen around.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably a step up or a step down from a cattle car, but is there anything else that you need to tell us that we don't know?
Well, I was in New Guinea. I was in Ley, New Guinea. That's where we set the ship at waiting for the convoy. Do you know what Ley, New Guinea is?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Okay. That's where we anchored there, waiting for the convoy. Then pretty soon, ships coming in all over the place, and they picked it up till we got in the convoy and out to the Philippines.
Now, he said the first ship he was on, what was the name of the first ship you were on?
Is it Eliza Mitchell?
Okay, well, that's
Yes,
good
we have a
enough.
picture of that
I want to go look it up and see if I can.
here. It was scuttled, not too long afterwards, I think, but I don't have the particulars on it. I did
actually-
find it on the internet.
You can find it and it will tell you when it got scuttled.
Yeah, it did.
Sometimes they get scuttled and they get brought back, particularly the more needy ones that came back and played around in the Korean War.
Oh,
And then some more came back in Vietnam.
oh, here's a picture of the Eliza Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I showed
So
that.
if you wanna,
That was they picked up in Canada?
the what?
That was I saw in Canada?
No, that's the other, that's
Oh,
further
one
back.
in Canada.
They're further back here.
Okay.
He looked
Yeah.
at those.
I got that on
Okay,
tape.
okay. And then this armed guard pool, that was in Brooklyn.
Mhm. Anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, I think
Peter?
you did a pretty good job. You did a pretty good job.
Well, thank you, sir, and so did you. I certainly appreciate hearing about your experiences, and you've added a couple of new names to my vocabulary, so thank you for that.
Such as what?
Well, I suspected the gunner was,
Huh?
I suspect the word gunner had to do with...
Oh, gunner's mate or gunner, yeah.
Yeah, gunner's mate,
Yeah.
but 43, 53...
Well, my brother was in the
63.
Navy, the regular Navy, and he was a gunner aboard the destroyer, and a shell from Iwo Jima would come over and hit the ship and killed 7 guys right in front of him. And he was down below. Look at this, the ship that did him, the shell.
So the one you were on was the 3-inch mount or the 5-inch, or both?
What's that?
You worked on the 3-inch and the
Yeah, and the
5-inch?
5-inch and the 20 millimeter. We knew them all. You had to know. When they see general quarters, you go.
And there's a passageway, you know, just exactly.
Yes, get upstairs,
On the right
down,
you go
or whatever,
forward,
there
on the
you
left
go,
you go
wherever you
this.
want to go. There, get out.
Everybody's going,
Get what you got, or get what you got to go.
a
Yeah.
projectile might be about that high, might weigh 75, 80 pounds. And one guy would be a hole in the floor in the mount, put that in the breech, and the other guy over there put this powder keg about this big around, slam it shut and let it rip. It's hard to believe that 70, 80 pounds of metal will go about 2 miles, 3 miles.
You make that kind of damage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the explosives they use in it depend on, boy,
And where his brothers are, okay,
Here.
got it. Good.